What's up, everybody? Crazy day. Bitcoin, and every coin is just taking a dump. I'm going to give it a minute or two to get some people on the live. I'm going to post this in the Discord. So just
What's up, everybody?
A quick minute with me. And then we'll go over the market and there's a lot of bearish sentiment. There's a lot of, misinformation. There's a lot of things that might, get you to do some dumb things right now, like sell at a loss. Some really dumb emotional, decisions that you could make, or get tricked into giving up your Bitcoins or your Ethereum, your cryptocurrency, into thinking like the market's going to keep dumping. I know this photo's been circulating on Reddit as well. I'm just going to get the link. I'm going to post that in the Discord, and then we are good to go. So I'm going to do a quick promo on some of our old videos. Yesterday, it was Bitcoin Pizza Day, and we called a few restaurants, actually like 40 of them, to get pizza. That was a struggle. And we're going to post the giveaway video. We're doing $1,000 in crypto. So go to the maybe third or fourth last video a few days ago and post your favorite cryptocurrency to win some crypto. It's as easy as that. Also subscribe to the channel. So let's get right into it. We're going to start with this 4chan post. And like, this has been sent to me from, everybody. And not only that, it's been posted in our Discord. It's posted everywhere on Twitter. And like, maybe the first post was spot on. Yeah, we did get a dump. We got a huge sell-off, and now we're seeing another post again. Insider again, long day. I'm on approximately 2 hours of sleep, blah, 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 blah. Right now, we're going to short on Bitcoin. 25K is the target. We haven't hit 25K yet. And will we hit 25K? I think that the low right here that we've done is probably, I'd say, 60%. Maybe 50%. So I'm half and half that this is the bottom. We might get a smaller, wick into this area. Like, this is the support, in my opinion. If we break the 30K region, then that wouldn't be, like where I put the first line. I wouldn't be a little bit more worried, definitely. So the way this market works is these whales, these market makers, they will push the market to make it look bullish or bearish, to take as many coins as they can. And they'll manipulate the market in any direction, extreme, to the upside and extremely to the downside. And they'll push it to the downside until the last bull gets tired, and then it'll start going to the upside. So let's look at some metrics. You know what I mean? First of all, let's look at the Bitcoin bull markets compared to previous bull markets. So if we're looking, and I don't want to throw some hopium up and things like that, I'm going to play both sides and look at, the analysis to the downside and the analysis to the upside, and, take it from there and decide what to do. I mean, everybody's portfolio is different. I can't give financial advice as much as I'd love to every separate person, because like, you may have bought one Bitcoin at 50 grand and you're underwater, or somebody else may have bought 10 Bitcoins at $1,000 and he's not sweating right now. He's just keeping it cool. And, it's so the advice, it's different for everybody. You know what I mean? So you need to just take it how you see it. And the money you invested shouldn't be money you are tripping over, or emotional over. Because if you're like, if you're feeling some type of way, or if you're getting too emotional, you may have put too much money into the market. Yeah, nobody likes to see their portfolio drop 50, 60% in a week. Like, alts are getting smashed. But let's look at the comparison in 2013 and 2017, their bull runs compared to us. Obviously, we're the green right now, and you can see this is the days on the bottom right here. And you can see that we're actually pulling back a ton. In 2013, we had 2 pumps. And let's see if I'll pull that up into the chart. 2 pumps. It's easier to see it on this website, and I share it all the time. And that's where I think we're going to be doing. Let me exit out of Discord. I'm getting too many messages. So we got a pump. We retraced back about 70%, and then we pumped again. So if we look at the charts in 2013, and I actually highlighted it, from the start of the year, we did about 9,000%. We did a 90x on Bitcoin. And if you see 175 days, we consolidated for. Bitcoin consolidated and still within the bull market before it pushed up. So we may be in this consolidation. So with trends, our primary trend is a bull market. And this is what I was sharing with other people as well. If you just look at like Dow theory, and I pulled this up, I think it was yesterday, one of the tenets is markets experience primary trends which last a year or more, such as a bull or a bear market. So we're in our primary trend, which is the bull market. Within these broader trends, they experience secondary trends. So the secondary trend within our primary trend is the bear trend, which often works against the primary trend, such as a pullback within a bull market or a rally within a bear market. These secondary trends last for 3 weeks to 3 months. So if we're looking at previous cycles, yeah, the same thing happened in 2013. We got into a secondary trend, the bear market, a small bear market, a small pullback correction, which lasted 3 months. It was pretty nasty of 70% retracement, but we've seen this all before. Especially with all the FUD with China. I have this right here. China's been trying to ban Bitcoin since 2014. You can see all the history. The internet never deletes anything. And you can see in 2017, I remember like it was yesterday when China banned ICOs. The price of Bitcoin like pulled back 30 or 40%. And it was an awesome buying opportunity. It snapped back 100% over its all-time high after China banned ICOs and crypto. I forget how much different things they've banned, or what they're trying to ban in the crypto world. Maybe bank accounts or money going from crypto to fiat, involvement in ICOs, IDOs, whatever it may be. It's kind of getting irrelevant. Yeah, some crypto whales are selling, and a lot of Bitcoin, like Bitcoin and Ethereum, the inflows are crazy. The number of transactions of coins being sent to exchanges are at all-time highs. The number of stable coins sitting on exchanges are at all-time highs. So and our total market cap got pulled back pretty severely. So this is not new. All this FUD with this dump, it's happening. And the sentiment's changing real quick. Let me touch on the crypto fear. We're at 14. It hasn't been this low since the Corona dump. And then since then, it's 2019 when we had our top, in August when we had the rally to, was it 14K or 11K? And then we dropped back down since till 2021, and then our 2018, the crash around right after the top in December. We had the low there. We had the low in 2019. We had the low in March, and now we are very in a fearful sentiment, in a very fearful state in the market. A lot of people are bullish. Ethereum right now is actually breaking. It's actually making new lows. So Ethereum right now is actually making new lows. It is still bullish in my opinion. This is the area I kind of wanted to see it bounce. If it breaks under this, if it breaks under this lower, this higher high right here, I would actually start to get worried. This is a larger pullback on Ethereum, and it's literally happening right now. About 58%. So Ethereum is getting smashed right now. I'm going to share the ETH BTC chart. So let me go back on Bitcoin now. So I just wanted to share a few things where we are and in the market compared to different bull markets in the past. And this is a chart that shows you if Bitcoin was to perform exactly like it did its last cycle, how it would play out in the future. And here we have 334K for this top. And in the next bull run in January, we have in 2025, we have $1.1 million, which is in line with the S2F stock to flow model as well. So that's pretty much it on that. Let's get to the graphs. The Bitcoin dominance chart is still growing right now. I've been sharing this for a minute now. I didn't take action on this, so alts are getting smashed right now. So if you're in alt BTC pairs, like ETH BTC, like ETH BTC is down 8%. It's getting smashed right now. You can see we're having a huge pullback, and I'll go into that as well. So I think that, if you are in any alts against the Bitcoin pair, you definitely want to tread lightly. If you're looking to get in alt pairs, you want to make sure that it's like a great setup on the Bitcoin chart, because Bitcoin is taking back its dominance. And you can see, as we did here, as we fell down very quickly in January, the end of the bull market in 2017, we fell very quickly in dominance, and then we had a bounce. So I was looking for the same thing. We fell very quickly from the same height, actually to the same line. We consolidated a little bit lower. I thought we were going to drop a little bit lower. I thought this was going to continue for a little bit longer, but I got caught up here as well, and it bounced here. And now Bitcoin dominance has jumped in a week 22%, which we saw like a jump right here as well. So I'm thinking we see something similar. This might set us up for an altcoin rally, because while Bitcoin's consolidating over the next few weeks, maybe 2-3 weeks, maybe 2-3 months, this will give room for alts to really move. But right now we're seeing a lot of fear, a lot of profit taking, and I don't think that altcoins may be the play until this really cools down. It is also Sunday, I believe. I'm not sure if, this may sound dumb, but May 2-4 long weekend. I'm not sure if that's only in Canada or if that's in the US as well. So I'm not sure if you guys have a holiday tomorrow or if it even extends to the UK. I'm not really sure, to be honest, but I know it's Sunday here and I know tomorrow's a holiday. So there's less volume on weekends generally. So I want to see how tomorrow plays out, but this has been playing out to a T. I've marked this up before, the green candle, before, while it was dumping. And this is how I kind of wanted to play out. Which we've been doing, if Bitcoin comes up here and gets tested like we saw here, we'll get like a small relief bounce in altcoins. So you might have a chance to dump some of your altcoins at a profit or break even, depending on where you bought them. So if we get the BTC dominance to play up here and then come back down, money is going to flow back into alts. And as we saw, like we did right here, it came back down. And let's see how long date range, maybe from here to here. Okay, so we had about 91 days of dominance leaving Bitcoin and back into alts. So that's 3 months. So that kind of is in line with my analysis. Like if we top up here, if Bitcoin keeps bulling for a little bit more, if alts get slammed for a little bit more, I don't think Bitcoin will break its 25K, but will break that 25K target as posted on the Insider News. I just think that they are trying to take your Bitcoins. I have some more posts. It was from Billionaire Plan B, and he said that these are rare buying opportunities that are flashing on the S2F model. And the last time that happened was in 2019, and Corona drop in March 2020. And then you see John Bollinger saying BTC USD is working on a short-term W bottom at a logical place. The developing risk reward looks good. Stay tuned. And you have SBF, who is a boss, CEO of FTX, if you're not familiar, and he wanted to post this, which was about 11 a.m., so an hour ago. Okay, so something which I think is relevant. Over the last week, 20 billions of longs have been liquidated. Right now, open interest 20 billion. So he's like, so that means, I think that means we have to be nearing the end of the futures liquidations. A lot of the remaining open interest is very unlikely to be liquidated, but there are other types of liquidations. FTX has 1 billion, blah, 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 blah. But he's like, so there could be some more liquidations, but he doesn't think that there's going to be any more forced selling, any more large amounts of liquidations as he shares here. So this doesn't necessarily answer what will happen to prices. People can always sell and buy. But I think there isn't a ton of forced selling left. There can be a bit, but not as much as we've seen so far. So one other factor, Chinese miners selling BTC and ETH, he's not sure because of all the FUD from China and banning cryptocurrencies, or fiat to crypto to fiat bridges and all that stuff. Sorry, I'm just forgot I was live. I'm gonna start scrolling through my Twitter. But yeah, Bitcoin is taking a dip right now as well. And it looks like the 30K area is going to be tested. I wouldn't want Bitcoin to break, the previous low that we did about here. And if we do, that wouldn't be great. Definitely wouldn't be looking good for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is on the daily, I think it's starting to reverse. The moving averages are starting to flip over. It's not looking good chart wise. You can see the RSI is very oversold. If we just pull that up, like I said, the last time the RSI has been this low was literally the March crash in 2020. And then aside from that was November 2019, and when we topped off in 19 again, and then all the way back to when we actually went into a bear market in 2017. So if we pull it up with the graph, you can see the last time we were that low was in this area, and then back again in this area, where I really thought here was the start of the bull market. And we broke this market structure, in my opinion, on the downside. And I thought from there on end, we were going to start bulling and start the bull run. But then Corona happened. And that was, in my opinion, the real test of Bitcoin. Bitcoin survived that. And that'll be in history books, and how well Bitcoin survived that, and not only survived that drop, but bounced back even harder. So this is where we're at right now. And let me share this as well. With these large drops, we usually get bounces. So with these large drops, we've seen Bitcoin drop about, I think 55%, about 53%. So if you just bear with me for a second, let's take a look at some of these other large drops. Bitcoin dropped, and the Corona drop was a bit different, and we can agree on that. So Bitcoin dropped 63% here, but it bounced back instantly 163%. Maybe that drops a little bit different. Let's take a look at the 2017 top. Bitcoin dropped about 69%. So it dropped about 69% Bitcoin before it bounced back. And I just want to take a look at the bounce backs. I believe this was 100% bounce, almost 100% bounce. So what I'm trying to show you is that we had 100% bounce from here. We did a quick V recovery on the Corona bounce. Here was just a dead cat bounce, like we dropped and we got rejected, but it still presented us with a bounce. Here on the weekly, like you haven't even given this chance to play out for it to get rejected. And like the way markets work is we will liquidate everybody to the downside. We'll induce short sellers, and the whole sentiment changes. Everybody on Twitter is bearish. Everybody on Facebook's bearish. I'm getting so many messages about, should I sell or whatnot, but we haven't even bounced or anything. Like if you're taking a look on the RSI and the daily and other metrics, like we're very oversold and we are due for, some sort of bounce, unless this just keeps crashing down and we see the largest, outflow of Bitcoin profits and the largest pullback in like one single week or one single month or whatever it may be. In my opinion, that's a little bit more unlikely. RIP ETH, RIP Dogecoin. It is what it is. Like I said, we were very overextended, but every time we get a bounce, like we got a bounce for 100% right here. So if we did something similar to the Bitcoin 2017 bull run, where we dropped 70%, and 70% would be touching the all-time high. So if we actually pulled back to the all-time high and tested Bitcoin's all-time high, like I wouldn't like that because of the huge pullback and getting caught up into the move. I didn't shave as much as I'd like in Bitcoin. I did in Ethereum, to be honest, but I only shaved 10%, so it was nothing crazy. So I am spot holding, but I'm still in a great position. If we tested 20K, that would be a huge buy. We've seen Ethereum test its previous all-time high and it exploded. Usually Bitcoin's never retested its previous all-time high. So if we held that area, that would be huge. But regardless of what it was, regardless of where we dipped, and if we actually dipped that 70% like we did here, 70%, we would be seeing a bounce. And in my opinion, that bounce would be at minimum 100%. So that would take us back to maybe the 40K region, some resistance around here. So now the prior support, which we saw here, the prior support, which we broke under, is now going to be resistance. This support here, which we supported, and we broke down under, this will be resistance now, the 50K region. So these are kind of areas to look for. If we don't quickly break up out under and above, I'm expecting these levels to, I'm really hoping we don't go to 20K, but I mean, markets they'll just move whether you like them or not, to the upside or to the downside, and very extremely. This is what market makers do. They'll paint a bearish picture, they'll induce shorts, and then they'll go long while they've wiped everybody else out long. This is what they do. So sometimes hodl does really work, but if you're hodling from up here, you fucked up. That's probably the best way to put it. But if you're dollar cost averaging and you're just holding and adding to your stack, you can't go wrong. If you're in here for the long term, you're adding $200, $500, $1,000. It really depends on what you're making. So somebody's asking, what does ETH look like? I charted out ETH. I'm gonna take a look at ETH right now since it's dumping very hard. And then we'll take a look at ETH BTC. That was pretty cool. I didn't know how I just changed my chart there, but I like it like that actually more. So ETH BTC is taking a dump as well. Like I said, a lot of coins are pulling back in the Bitcoin pair, but let's start with Ethereum. So Ethereum on the daily, is still bullish. Ethereum on the weekly, in my opinion, is still bullish. Looking at the market structure, if you're looking at market structure, this is just a normal pullback. If we use the Fibonacci retracement, I'll take it from this low point here. Like this area is potentially this 50% area. I don't really like using the 50% fib area, but if we look at just support and resistance, this is a great spot in my opinion. right here. If we break that level, then I would be looking for, honestly, probably, this is very, very much possible to see the pullback all the way down at 78.6. The thing with this is Ethereum, like, it really moves to the upside and to the downside. The Ethereum is a very volatile, and it has larger swings. So if we're looking at like the previous move, let's look at the previous move to the upside. We had our pullback. Now we have a move to the upside and we're having our pullback. So if we look at this move as well, you can see that Ethereum pulled back about 61.8, almost to the 78.6 PRZ zone. So if we apply that to the next move, you can see that it wouldn't be crazy for Ethereum to pull back here, or this would be the preferred pullback area right here. Like if Ethereum pulled back ETH BTC, if it pulled back to this area right here, to the 0.4 area, and tested this higher high, I would be converting some of my top left-hand corner, go down dark design. Real, thank you, Pharaoh. I'm gonna keep that in mind. If Ethereum pulls back into the 0.04 region, the Ethereum that I shaved into WBTC here on Uniswap, I'll buy back in because I'm still expecting it to reach at least and test its prior high, which at this price would be about 300%, about 270%. And that's in Bitcoin. So you'd be doubling up your Ethereum. And Ethereum and Bitcoin are the safer plays, in my opinion. You know, you've seen all these altcoins getting smashed. And I saw KSI, a famous YouTuber, KSI, he just started trading, and like, you know, this guy's tweeting and trading, and I find a lot of celebrities or YouTubers that come into crypto, it's kind of cringe. But he posted today, I just realized that, you know, stacking Bitcoin and stacking Ethereum is the goal. And if you hate to agree with that, I think that's what we've been doing. Like we've been trading Bitcoin pairs and trading Ethereum pairs to stack as much Bitcoin, to stack as much Ethereum as we can, and we'll rotate it in either or. So Ethereum has been stronger, so we're heavier on Ethereum, because when Ethereum reaches these levels, we can actually convert it into more Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin moves higher and we can buy more Ethereum. And it's just kind of a cycle. And it's very important to be taking out cash so you can buy these dips. So this is the Ethereum BTC chart. Let's take a look at the Ethereum USD chart and see where we're potentially going to go. This was my analysis on the larger time frame. I took the Fibonacci as well from the, like, this was our up move. This was the pullback. So I take it from the pullback to the current top right now, and you can see that we are crashing down very quickly. Let's take a look on the monthly. If we take a look on the monthly, this is our first pullback. The 2 weeks definitely is not looking good at all. To be honest, it's looking like we can come and test our all-time high, previous all-time high again. If Ethereum breaks under our all-time high price of our previous all-time high price, and that's the wick over there. I just watched it drop $400 within 5 hours. Sheesh. I know, man, this is nuts. But like anything I've been showing here, like if we go over Bitcoin, like we did, you can see here that the drop in Ethereum from its all-time high in the bear market, this is why I don't want you guys to panic. But if you see the price drop, it dropped 78%, right? Stick with me. It dropped 78%. So it doesn't make sense to sell here. If this drops, we're at a 60% loss. If you've held Ethereum throughout the 60% loss, what is another, I mean, it's not pretty at all. I don't think we will crack $1,000. I would be out of Ethereum if we were going to drop that much. But if we were to drop 78%, that would be just about $1,000, We drop to $1,000, it's going to get bought the shit out of if it dropped to $1,000. And like I said, I'm usually a bull, but I'm going to share my analysis on both sides, like to the upside or to the downside. So I'll give targets for Ethereum to the upside if we break the all-time high and we continue, but I'm going to give my views on the downside as well. So if we drop actually 70%, 77%, something similar, we can see that we actually bounced. And this was a complacency bounce. We, got rejected after. You can see clearly we got rejected right here. This was a complacency bounce, but why would you sell when we are very overextended for a little bounce? At least you can see the RSI as well on Ethereum has never been this low since March 2020, the Corona crash. You can see here, that was the last time our RSI was this low. For Ethereum as well was the crash here. So if we saw a 78% pullback from the last bull market, and then we saw 132% as just a relief bounce, a complacency bounce, we can expect at least, a bounce. Even if we're not going to break up to the upside, if we see something similar like that, we'd see a bounce 130%. So we would actually see it higher than it is today. I wouldn't want to sell into this panic because you've already missed the sell. If you haven't sold and you're planning to sell now, you are taking 60% off the table, and you're kind of just selling into fear. And if you look at every pullback, major or not, we have some sort of pullback. We have some sort of bounce. I mean, whether it may be like a complacency bounce, a dead cat bounce, a bull trap, a bear trap, whatever it may be, you get the bounces. And that's like why we use the fibs, because markets move in a higher high, higher low, like this: higher high, higher low, or lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. They don't do this. I mean, unless you got rug pulled or scammed, that's different. The market, it'll do this. You'll just go down. But Ethereum's never just did this. We've always had at least these complacency bounces, and then we'll get rejected here, and then we keep going back down. So we haven't had some sort of bounce, in my opinion, any legit type of recovery bounce, any complacency bounce, and I'm still waiting for that. Then to decide, am I going to sell my Ethereum? Are we going to break down here, or am I going to keep holding this? And I'm going to end this video on, actually, we're going to do the bullish side to Ethereum. But if we do go into a bear market and it is an extended bear market, we have some time to stack up some Ethereum. So in Bitcoin, you have a lot of time to grow in the space and not become a millionaire by luck, actually, learning how to do it. So these would be my next targets for Ethereum: 5190 and 6300. We're still holding the uptrend on the day. If I'm using the moving averages, you can see that this uptrend was started at $265. So we're actually still holding this uptrend on the day. And using MSR, this is actually a buying area. This, you wouldn't be buying up here. This is where you're shaving, and you need to be very patient for days like this. We're testing the 200 EMA on the daily. That is a buy in my books. I'm not saying go 20, 30, 40, 50x leverage. That's not what I'm saying. This would be a nice spot buy. This would be a very no leverage or even under leverage 0.5 small long. We're in a very, very, very volatile and uncertain market right now. So you wouldn't want to be doing anything crazy, or especially you wouldn't want to be revenge trading. But this is how, and I appreciate that, Mohan Kandola. Hopefully I said that right, but you do not want to be revenge trading, trying to make back what you lost. We have broken down Bitcoin's not looking this pretty. If I switch to Bitcoin, it's not giving you a buy area on the daily. And I actually lied. It is still holding this bull trend. Bitcoin is still holding this bull trend on $10,000. But it is soon looking like it's going to reverse. The moving averages are going to potentially show us a death cross on the daily. And then you have, the trends changing. The market structure is broken. The moving averages have changed. So then, you'd have to really decide, are you going to just be a spot long-term investor? Are you going to be trading? Are you going to be holding this for the next few years? Or is this just a small dip? So that's pretty much it. Tomorrow's Monday. Like I said, I'm not sure if May 2-4 weekend is international or if we have a holiday just in Canada tomorrow. I'm going to be doing a video on the overall market. I want to see how the market opens, traditional markets open, and then crypto. See how that plays out tomorrow. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We have a crypto giveaway. It's $1,000 in crypto split over 4 people. It is the 3rd or 4th last video. I'm going to post that in the comments. Enjoy the rest of the day. Don't panic sell. I know it's very hard sometimes to stomach these large drops. But that's why sometimes it's good to have money on the side where you can buy these extreme drops, because if you're a buyer here and we do get a complacency bounce, 30%, 40%, 50%, that's easy money to be made. There's a lot of opportunities to be made, but you can't take those opportunities if you're stuck bag holding. If you're bag holding an altcoin that's down 80%, you might not want to cut that trade to make 10 or 20% here. So enjoy the rest of the day, guys, and I'll